Well, good afternoon, everybody. Many of you may have seen my recent videos about building this cat enclosure outdoors, also known as a catio. And you're aware of the fact that we've adopted these 3 kittens, which now look like cats, over the last few months. And I just had an interesting story to tell as well regarding the mother of these kittens. As you may remember, if you did watch those videos, the mother was a feral cat, and I often noticed her walking around different parts of the farm, around the house here, out in the barn, various places, surviving on her own somehow in the worst of winter conditions. Anyhow, as many of you also probably know, feral cats are very wild. They're like a wild cat, basically. When we captured these kittens, we also captured the mother in the barn, and she spent about a month over at my sister-in-law's place in a cabin they had, along with a couple of the kittens from this litter as well, because they kept 2 kittens there. And we just wanted to keep her so we could get her spayed, along with all these kittens spayed and neutered. So anyhow, we did that, and we brought the mother back to our barn since that was where she was used to living. Over the last few days, she's becoming a lot more social with us. For a long time, if she saw you, she would just take off. You wouldn't even see her after that. She'd just run away like a wild animal. For a number of months, we had actually been putting food out in the barn for the mother in case she needed it. And she would sometimes eat it, sometimes not eat it. But since she's come back, we've put food out there regularly, either kibble or canned food. And she is eating that quite regularly. And she's just getting more at ease being around us, because I'll often go in and I'll do a little sound to call her, and she'll often come down out of the hay. Yesterday, she came down and came walking over towards me when I put the food out, and didn't seem to care at all. After I placed the food there, I went outside the barn and laid down on the grass just to lower my presence, make her feel more comfortable around me perhaps. And Bandit was with me as well. And I didn't know what would happen, but she shocked me because she came waltzing over towards us, and she actually started rubbing noses with Bandit and rubbing up against Bandit's legs, and Bandit was doing similar things back to her. The odd times she would raise her paw. Anyhow, I've got this footage, and I think you'd be interested to see it. And it's almost like she's coming around to being a semi-domestic cat again. And I didn't think that would happen. It's interesting to see this change, and today, for the first time, I don't have it on film, but she came over. I was laying on the grass again with Bandit, and she came over and rubbed up against my shoes, went around the side of me and rubbed up against Bandit, and then went around the back of me and rubbed right up against my back, and then was coming around my right side, and then I reached out and just lightly touched her on the back. And then she scooted a little away, about 5 feet away, and looked back at me, not too alarmed, but just scooted a little bit. Not used to that yet, not used to being touched by humans, but anyhow, this is interesting, and I'm happy to see that she's becoming more calm around us. I don't think we're intending to bring her into the house at all. We've got 3 now, which is more than I ever thought I'd have. But we'll try to keep her comfortable out in the barn. I might build her a little box type shelter out there for the cold winter nights, put a blanket in it or a little cushion seat or something. So out in the barn it's fairly comfortable anyhow. There's no wind typically in there in the winter, and she'll have the hay to lay on or something else if I build it. She can have a little cushion, insulated cushion or whatever, but she'll have that, and hopefully that'll be okay for her. I just thought I'd show these video clips because it's quite interesting to see if you understand the transition that she's gone through. Because typically feral cats can't be re-domesticated. Well, they weren't domesticated to begin with. They were wild. But if they've grown up in the wild, I don't think they typically come back to being semi-domesticated, I guess you'd call it. But I guess with her, the difference is she had lived around us for a while, and then she was in that cabin for a month or a month and a half until she got spayed. And during that time, she did have interaction with my nieces and their dogs to some degree. Now, she was still fairly skittish and standoffish as I know it, or as I understand it, but she probably did get semi-domesticated there a little bit, and since she's been back now, she's come to realize that we're not a threat and just getting more used to being around us. So that's nice to see. And, I thought that was an interesting story, and I just wanted to share it along with these video clips. By laying down on the ground, the cat shows a certain level of submissiveness to Bandit. She wants to beat Bandit, and I think is craving for attention actually. She's lived alone for at least a year out here. So here she's even following Bandit, and that makes Bandit a little bit nervous, and you can see they have a little bit of an interaction here where Bandit gets scared, jumps a bit, and then the cat throws her paws up in an act of self-defense in case Bandit was going to start attacking her. But Bandit didn't really plan to do that. It's just she's afraid of the cat going underneath her so much and following her around. But Bandit did really well in these interactions with a largely unknown cat. We're sitting up near the catio now, and I wondered if she'd come over and maybe see her offspring, and here she comes. I don't know, I assume she knows they're there. She's probably been here many times. Seems more interested in Bandit though than anything. Kittens are certainly looking out and watching the mother. I actually petted her for a couple times. Now she's just... I don't think I'll take a chance to rub your belly though. That would be pushing it maybe. Probably because I'm feeding her that meal every day. That left ear especially has been frostbitten off or something. You think it's just been 1 year she's been here, eh?
I know it's been 1 year.
I thought maybe 2. Just go. Don't growl. You gotta go.